Malini, if I just bring you in here, we've profiled the work of Home for Good a couple of times here at Christchurch, but for anyone who's not aware of what it's all about, tell us about the work of Home for Good.
Thank you. Home for Good really began as a direct response to the need of children in care being placed into homes for good. There are 6,000 children in the UK who need adopting, and there's 8,600 children who need fostering. We just felt the church had a part to play in this directly and uniquely had a part to play. It's part of our story as adopted into God's family, and the Bible talks lots about placing the lonely into families and the orphans, looking after the orphans and the widows. And we just felt it was something nobody was really talking about in our churches, and it gave us an opportunity to think, actually, we need to galvanise this and do something and make a difference.
I know it's been a very significant last 12 months for Home for Good, and there are dreams for the next 5 to 10 years as well.
Yeah.
Talk to us a bit about some of your hopes for the next decade or so.
So we launched last March, and we became a charity in our own right this September, just gone. We're only a small organisation with 7 people, 4 of them are part-time, I think. And we just have seen lots and lots of doors open, and we love what's going on. We've seen a whole network of people who are fostering and adopting, hooking into Home for Good and thinking, actually, I've got a story to tell and I can make a difference in my church and in my community. We've seen networks of churches working together to make a difference. Southampton ended up working alongside the City Council and found 14 foster placements in a campaign they were doing called Families for 40. And the council were thinking, if they can find 4, we'd be pleased. They've got about 70 people who've already shown an interest in a year. And we're just seeing doors open with councils all the time. They're seeing the church as good news to their communities, and seeing actually the church as we sit here are really well placed to incorporate families, love them, walk alongside them, support them. So it's just been exciting to see that happen. And we've seen even councils where they're saying we'll pay for somebody to do the bridging between the church and the council, and we'll pay for them, but they can work for Home for God. So we're starting to see that in Lambeth and Southwark and Reading. So that's been great.
Well, that's amazing. Just lastly, there's a fostering and adoption support group here that I know others from even beyond Christchurch are accessing. If anyone here is interested or thinking about fostering or adopting in the future, or if not, then supporting those who do, what would you say to them, and how can people find out more?
Yeah. Well, our messaging right from the beginning was that not everybody can foster, not everybody can adopt, but as a family in a church, we can all play our part. So I know in this church you've got Patricia and James who are actively putting people together, supporting them, walking with them. So do link up with them. I know they've got something going on in 2 weeks' time on Adoption Sunday during the 2 meetings, and they'd love to have you, even if you're not even considering it, but you just want to be part of supporting other people. We've got a stand at the top, and so you can come and see us and find out a bit more. You can go on the website. There's lots and lots of stories on the website of people who are doing it, people who thought they would do it and how that worked out for them, and just information of what the process looks like for adoption and fostering.